Hello and welcome. My name is Vickie-Marie and I'm going to be taking you through a 10-minute yoga flow. For this practice, we're going to start in a child's pose. So we're going to take the knees as wide as the mat, feet are together. I'm just going to begin to melt down. Some of us might stay on our forearms. You might take the arms further forward, releasing the head. I'm just taking 2 rounds of breath in your child's pose. As you begin to inhale, we're going to slightly lift the gaze. We're going to walk the hands over to the left-hand side. Hands can be staggered or stacked as we begin to melt down over the left side. Inhaling, lifting, walking through your center over to the right hand. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, coming back through center. We're going to take a threading of the needles. You're going to slightly lift this right arm. We're going to thread it underneath that left arm. As we begin to release the temple, maybe the ear comes down. Left hand might be tented up. Inhaling, taking that right hand back in front. So we'll just thread on the other side, taking the back of that left hand along the earth, releasing the temple. Inhaling, coming back. We're going to begin to come into a table, so tucking the chin in towards the chest, rounding the spine. And then beginning to invite the knees back underneath the hips, tabletop position. Beginning to come into a cow. And then slowly, cat pose. Back through center. We'll begin to take this left leg behind us. And beginning to lift the leg, maybe bending the knee. And we can stay here, beginning to take 2 or 3 circles for that left knee. And then we'll begin to extend that left leg behind us. And then taking it over to the right, dropping the toes of the ball of the foot down, gazing over that right shoulder. And beginning to take that left leg straight behind us. We're going to come into a lizard, bending the knee towards the elbow, beginning to plant that left foot on the outside of that left hand. We might stay here. We'll begin to take the hands over to the right side and bowing down. Beginning to take the hands back underneath the shoulders. We're going to begin to come into a sage pose. So we're going to begin to bring that right foot towards the long edge of our mat. We're going to begin to open up. So the right sit bone's coming down towards the heel. We can stay here. We might be slightly higher up. Left arm on the inside of that left leg. We're going to begin to come into a supported side plank. So taking that right hand back, we're going to begin to straighten that left leg, taking your time, lots of limbs, lots of joints. Left hand to the hip, sky, or maybe over towards the back end of your mat. And we're going to begin to come into a gate pose. So beginning to inhale, lifting the torso up, left hand coming along the leg, right hand up towards the sky, maybe going over. Exhaling back to our modified side plank. We'll begin to bend that left knee. We're going to begin to come back to our sage pose. Right sit bone coming towards the heel. Right hand to the side, thigh. And then then beginning to come back to our lizard. Hands coming to the top end of the mat. Kickstanding that right leg. We're going to begin to come into a lizard lunge. So begin to tuck the toes, lifting that right knee. You might pulse here for a moment. And then we're going to begin to come into a three-legged dog. Taking that left leg all the way back. And then our downward dog. Beginning to release the knees down. We're going to begin to come back into our child's pose. Your choice of wide-legged or traditional. Inhaling back through center. I'm just going to begin to explore this on the second side. So taking that right leg behind you. Beginning to lift, maybe beginning to bend. Maybe beginning to take a few circles. And then we'll begin to come into our lizard, taking the knee towards the elbow, planting the right foot. We can stay here, beginning to take the hands over towards the left side, bowing down. Beginning to lift, taking the hands back underneath the shoulders. We're coming to that sage pose. So I'm just going to change so I don't have my backside to you. What you'll begin to do is take that left foot towards the long edge of the mat. We're going to begin to let that left sit bone come down towards the heel. Opening up. We're going to begin to come into our modified side plank. So taking that left hand down to the earth, beginning to extend that right foot, hand to the hip, sky, or towards the top of your space. We're going to begin to come into a gate pose. So begin to lift, left arm out towards the sky. We're going over to the side. Exhaling, modified side plank. Begin to bend that right knee, coming back to your sage pose. And then our lizard, taking the hands on the inside, pivoting that left foot to the back of the mat. Coming into our lizard lunge, tucking the toes, lifting the knee. And then we'll begin to come into your three-legged dog, taking the right leg back. And then all the way down, downward dog. Beginning to release the knees to the earth. Your choice of tucking or untucking, coming into your child's pose. Hands can be in front or maybe down by our side. Inhaling, coming up to kneeling. We're going to finish with a mermaid pose. So I'm just going to change so I'm facing you. And what we're going to begin to do is you're going to take the hands over towards what is now your right side, and then beginning to let the sit bones come down. So the heels might be quite close to the sit bones, or the heels might be further away. And initially what we'll begin to do is take the hands onto this right hand, maybe closer to the hip, looking over that right shoulder. As we begin to exhale, begin to take the hands towards the left shin, maybe past the feet. If kneeling or mermaid's uncomfortable, you can come to an easy seat and do the easy twist as well. When ready, we'll begin to release the twist with the support of the hands, bring the sit bones back onto the heels. We'll take it on to the other side. So hands over to the left, supporting ourselves down. staying here, rolling the shoulder blades back, beginning to walk the hands over to the left. Gently beginning to release, taking the hands over towards the right shin. And gently beginning to release. With the support of the hands, coming back to your kneeling position. One round of breath. And then begin to take the hands together at the heart and bowing the head to the hands in gratitude for investing in your well-being and your practice. If you liked this video, hit like. If you'd like to see a few of my other videos, hit subscribe and check out a few of the playlists. And I'll see you again soon.